Okay, let's do the Civ draft while he reboots. We might as well.
Yep, sounds good. They're gonna pick their saves, guys. That will help speed things along a bit as well. So just sharing the Discord here.
Teutons is picked by Potato.
Yep.
Emu says, "God damn it, we might as well stream the picks
I already
here
am.
as
I already
well."
am. Yep.
Oh, cool. I like how players are like openly raging when their Civ gets picked out from under them. Am I crazy? I thought Goths was like a top tier pick.
I think it's depends, but Slavs I think probably was the best. I think, but
Yeah. Comrade goes Japanese. Japanese is good if it runs really long, I feel. Like, I think towers are kind of an essential part of their ultimate comp. Koreans for BBB, really legit choice as well. Nice towers, good unique unit, good onagers. I don't think they're a typically popular choice, but it makes sense now that I see it.
yeah. I mean, every civ is pretty viable on arena at this point, right? So
Well, it's more about the King of the Hill than Arena, but yes.
I know, but it's on arena, so you have a safe place to start your game out. Obviously, things will transpire, but you start with your walls at least. So with Goth, like you have stone walls to defend at least for the early game. But we'll see how things go here. Still waiting for Camrat to load in. So PC had to be restarted. The otter says RIP Exvi. Karam wins. Yeah, that guy has been talking. He wants Japanese for a while, so we'll see what happens.
Cool. All right. Dark Vlad picks Gujaras, though he's not present in the Discord.
Well, we'll see what happens, I guess. This little drafting situation is a little bit weird.
I like the rules around it. Perhaps our execution isn't the best. We're figuring things out. This first weekend is to figure things out. Um, just get these qualifiers played. Hopefully, our procedures and everything will get ironed out
Yeah,
in
maybe we
time for the
can.
finals weekend.
We'll have the time, and they already know the maps they're playing on, or we know the maps. We can tell them, and maybe we can have them do this draft before we get into the game. Same way as we are doing now, but just have it done.
Cool. Yep. Okay, now we need Legna to pick. So far, we have Teutons, Japanese, Koreans, Gujars, Byzantines for Legna. And now we get to the self-reported. Oh wait, Emu Warriors left before we get up to the 2K players.
Yep, they are all in the lobby now, guys. So we are just waiting. Celts for Emu Warrior. Dravidians.
Interesting choice with Dravidians. I actually have always loved them as like a post-imp civ, so it makes sense that they would be decent on these settings.
Yep, and then we have one more pick coming in. Should be Raven, right?
Yep. I haven't seen him participating in this chat. All right, here he is.
Saracen.
And he goes Saracens.
Cool. All right.
All right, sweet.
We're
Ready to
good to
rock.
go. have the go-ahead to launch, guys. We are waiting to spec this game. Game number 2 today, the final game for today. El Docente with the raid. Thank you, sir. Thank you. For those who are just joining us, this is game number 2 in Banano 2 King of the Jungle. It's a free-for-all tournament sponsored by Medora.io. And we are about to get underway here. Looking forward to seeing this one pan out. Game 1 was already completed. And if you want to watch that later, you can watch it on this channel or on YouTube once it's uploaded.
We should probably cut out everything around the drop when we do the YouTube upload. Definitely a major hiccup to have one of the leading players drop there. But you know what? It's really cool to get the raid right as we're starting the second game. From an admin standpoint, this game is starting approximately on time with all of the planned players, a nice Civ draft. And yeah, for anybody who's just joining, the prize for winning even a single game in this tournament is $40. Plus, you earn yourself a spot in next weekend's qualifier to win around $700. So, quite a lot on the line.
Yeah. And I'm excited. This is going to be a long one, I feel, though. It's on Jungle Arena, so buckle up. This could be a long one.
It could be, but honestly, most of these games, I think, with 200 pop would be expected to end within 40 minutes real time. With 250 pop, I think it might even be a little bit shorter. The possibility is always there for a long game, but King of the Hill is definitely the shortest of the free-for-all formats.
Yep, and they have launched, guys. So we'll be underway here momentarily. I just have BB stream up so I could confirm that they launched. There is going to be a spec delay.
Hopefully 2 minutes spec delay.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
It was right there before you clicked.
I know,
refresh,
it keeps
right?
disappearing. It's so frustrating. Thank you for the follows, guys.
It knows when you're about to click refresh.
Apparently. Let me just search BB's name, see if that works.
Can we search by lobby name?
We can, yeah. Let me give this a try here. Hold on.
Maybe it would be best to search by game mode. I don't know. Any of these search methods should be equivalent.
Patrick Medora, thank you for showing up, good sir. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, sponsor.
Yeah.
The madman who gave us $1,000 for this.
Yeah, there's a game code. It's not working though. I'm gonna try it again here. Go retrieve it yet again. There's a spec delay though, guys, so it's not a big deal. We're not gonna be missing much of anything except for the spec delay, and we have the game. All right, let's go. Game number 2. All right, we are underway here, guys. BB, the host of this game, is in orange, and he will be playing with the Koreans. Ceramic QP in teal with the Japanese. Potato Aim with the Teutons in red. In green, we have Raven with the Saracens. Emu Warrior here in purple with the Celts. In gray, we have I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Let's call him.
Good.
I think Legna is what I'd
Legna.
call him.
All right, Legna here in orange, or sorry, gray. I'm blind apparently, and then Dark Vlad here with the Gujaras in blue, and Mr. Osa.
Mr. Oso.
Minions.
Yeah, I mean, since he's combi, he's probably Spanish. I guess it's Mr. Oso, like Mr. Bear, if I had to guess.
Indeed.
Yep, and I'd say the favorites for this game, in my opinion, it's so difficult to pick. Mr. Oso and Raven are the 2K players, so you have to give them a lot of cred. But BBB, I don't know, man. This is actually a pretty balanced game, with the exception of Potato Aim, who's a bit of an outlier to what the low elo end. I think anybody could take this one.
Yeah, they're fighting heavily over the mid, but we'll see how this works out. Karambit QP or Karambit, I'm gonna screw this up all day. Camrat has it currently, but it's like they're working together to take him off of it now. Patrick, I'm glad you enjoyed the first game. It was great. Looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. For those who don't know, if you have just joined us with the raid, the middle is completely visible. Players will have to see what's going on here to know what to deal with, obviously. So we do have that up there as well. Potato Aim takes control of the mid for a moment, but then BB will snag it. So there's a lot of fighting in the mid here, early game, obviously. Civilizations, obviously, are all over the place. Interesting choices, but not really too many surprises here, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens.
And I just realized it's potentially a little confusing that there's two different types of road terrain around the monument. The outer road around the monument is actually not part of the monument foundation. So if you're trying to park units on it, you have to be very careful to stay on just the inner road. I think the players can tell the difference pretty easily. But yeah, possibly not the best choice of terrain type to make those so similar.
Yeah, it'll work though. It'll work though. Not too concerned about it, to be honest. I mean, it was a struggle just to get that to happen anyways with the extra vision. So
yeah, and if we can admire it for a second, I know we like look at it for hours over the course of this thing, but isn't that banana pile good?
Yeah, very good indeed. Fight for mid will continue, guys. No questions there. Camrat here, he still has the score lead, not by a ton. He did hold it for a little bit though, and got a decent amount of res out of it, so it's likely why the score lead continues. BB's been holding it. I love that players are still fighting for this. Oh, BB sent a Vil forward. He's going to lose it to a Snow Leopard here.
Yeah, unloomed. That was a bad move. Yeah, if nobody else is investing anything besides their scout towards mid, I think it is worth it to possibly get early loom, send a vid, a Vil. I don't know if it's worth it to like drush the mid or something. But controlling mid from an early point on is certainly worth quite a bit of investment. But I guess the conflict is you don't know if other players are going to invest more in it, and your efforts might be for naught.
Yeah, I like it though. I like how players are all contesting the middle. I've seen many free-for-all games where the mid goes uncontested for such a long time. It's kind of disappointing. So today, no disappointments there. Constant battle for it. Emu Warrior now in the mid. He has yet to come to mid here until now. So lots of action. Boomy game though. Obviously, these free-for-alls tend to be a very big post-imp fight. So everyone tries to better their economy, pushing deer, all that fun stuff. Civilizations, man. We're going to have so many good civs that are going to be gone from the finale. It's going to be interesting. Looking forward to it, honestly.
Yeah. banning of the winning civs is a rule that I'm very happy about. And at this point, it obviously doesn't make a big difference, but come the finals, like every single civ choice should be like a second or third tier civ.
Well, maybe not, but it just depends, right? So it may be a lower tier civ to us individually, but it may be a preferred civ to other people. Legna here, building a barracks, has a Vil forward, and his scout looks like he's looking to take control of the mid here. Maybe he was watching game one and wants to contest and hold the mid for as long as possible here.
Yep, I like it. So long as no other players are fighting for it, he should have a pretty easy time taking it down.
Yeah, it looks like Camrat's sending a Vil out too, but again, not loomed, and will meet a snow leopard.
Yeah, these are some costly
trick or something here.
This is a costly mistake. It doesn't look like he's going for any trick. That Vil is toast.
Oof. 2 Vils lost to snow leopards of all things. I think everyone has held the center for the most part, except for maybe Raven this game. Or maybe both the combi guys until now. I don't know. It's interesting to say the least. We do have this big push here, though, coming.
Yep. I mean, he might have a hard time actually taking down the camel, but once he does, I would expect that a few militia, 4 militia drush should be able to hold this thing until Castle Age.
Yeah,
Though on arena,
too, so.
Yeah, on arena, Castle Age comes pretty fast. I actually question this investment.
It is quite the investment, but this Camel Scout's headed right in, so he's gonna get away. But oof.
It's gonna take forever for these militia to chase this thing down.
There's spears coming too. This is a lot of investment, so we'll see how this pans out here. Oh, and here Camrat also forward with his own barracks. So we have at least 2 players committing heavily to this. BB lost one as well, but just a Vil. He didn't invest into it further.
Potato Aim even sending a spear. Yeah, the more people fight for this, the more Raven's strategy of just completely ignoring mid at start seems appealing. I mean, is it really worth setting back your economy for just a chance at a resource trickle for a bit?
But is he setting it back, though? I mean, he's got the market, the blacksmith. He's got a lot of res, really, in comparison at the moment. He's doing okay, dropping a bunch of farms. He's going to start to house wall the mid, even. It might not be that bad. He also is sitting at 27 Vils, which is not the worst in the game. Castle Age, the villager counts will obviously start to change quite a bit, but
perhaps. I mean, it's just riskier. I think that it's not setting yourself back at all to ignore mid, and yeah, I mean, it's I guess a high risk, high reward thing to commit heavily to early mid.
Absolutely, but yeah, this is a lot. He's continuing. He's putting a range down as well. So we'll see how this works out. And yeah, as you guys are talking about it in chat, there are still some slots available for next weekend's games. So if you are interested, all the information is on AoE Zone. Villager highs are going to skyrocket here for Emu Warrior and Dark Vlad faster, I believe. They were both up faster, both had their town centers down. Everyone else is getting to that point as well, but there's already good diversity in the number of Vils here for everyone. Emu Warrior is currently in the lead with that, though.
Yep, and to remind everybody, it's a 250 pop limit, so seeing players go to like 5 TCs and boom to 200 villagers actually seems like the correct expected thing. Not that anybody's at 5 TCs just yet.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'll take a look here in a second, but we'll see how many people are up to 3 TCs. Looks like Potato Aim is adding his second. Cam Rat is adding his third. BBB is adding second and third right now. 3 for Mr. Uso. 3 for Dark Vlad. Obviously, just now going to the Castle Age here for our Gray player, Legna. 4 TCs for Emu Warrior. So Emu Warrior is the first of 4 town centers. He's got the score lead at this point. Gonna be.
Yep, he was the first to Castle Age by a wide margin as well. Emu Warrior is an experienced free-for-all player, I know. And just chatting with him in the build-up to this, I know he's pretty focused. Emu Warrior is going to take this extremely seriously.
Yeah. We'll see what ends up transpiring for this one, though. I'm excited. There's a lot of possibilities with these civs. A lot of unique units we could see. Could see some crazy towers from Koreans, maybe. Who knows? Japanese towers are good. Unit comps at the end. Obviously, Teutons have a great one. Celts have insane infantry. Saracens could be fun to watch. I mean, all the way around right now. I'm curious to see what we see. Our holder of the mid is about to be in Castle Age, Legna. So, see if the stone walls start to come down in mid, because I feel like that could be something we start to see here.
I mean,
No Vil.
I guess it's been known to happen that players can just hold mid straight from the start, but it's generally foolish to try and just go for the win off the bat, in my experience. The only way to win without having the timer reset once or twice is if the other players are just totally negligent.
Yeah. But right now everyone's booming. That's the only goal. Blue coming forward, though. Dark Vlad coming forward with a lot of Vils. Probably looking to put a castle in here. See if that castle is placed out of vision or not. It will be.
Good job.
Oh, but the spear went after the camel, and it was seen for just a moment. These Vils would need to be walled in if that's seen, but I think it's going to go up after all. Might even see some unique units here from our Gujar's player.
Yeah, pretty nice wall in there. It's a little unnecessary. And yeah, Legna's not leaving middle to try and deny that castle, though the presence of that castle really makes it clear that Legna is going to have some contest here for the mid very soon.
Yeah, but I think it's still worth it here. He's almost up to 1,000 stone, and he only had 3 on stone. He's got himself up to what will soon be 4 town centers. It's not a bad position to invest a little early, hold on to some things, but yeah, obviously will be harder to hold for a long time. I love that Camrat here is adding outposts. He wants to see what's going on as well, which is nice. I like this a lot. He's got a lot of outposts, actually. Vision can be extremely important. He's got a good chunk.
As the timer gets close to 250 years, players are going to have to start prepping their militaries pretty soon.
250 pop? I don't think so. I think it was still too early.
Well, I mean, at some point, I guess these years go by pretty slowly.
Yeah, I think the thing with 250 pop too is people are willing to boom for a lot longer. Looks like BBB is going to come out to mid and drop a castle and a mining camp on the forward stones and gold. Makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, those are technically extra resources. If he can just take a good portion of those, even if he doesn't hold the position long term, that'd be great.
Yep, chakram throwers are on the field here. So we are starting to see that military investment from Dark Vlad. He wants to have mid here. He is up to 4 town centers. Pretty much everyone's on 4 town centers now, I think. Well, Emu Warrior is about to be up to 8. So he is just gonna boom. 6 of them here for Raven. 4 for Potato Aim. 4 for Camrat, 3 for BB. Lots of town centers. 5 for yellow. So, just a boom.
I mean, for a free-for-all arena 250 pop, like I said, going up to at least 5 TCs, booming to maybe as many as 200 plus fills, seems correct.
Yeah. Villager counts on the bottom here. Emu Warrior has 129, which is the highest. BB at 72 with the lowest currently. Crossbows upgrade in for our Byzantine player as well, so he's going to try to hold the mid here. Crossbows will work decently well against these chakram throwers until they get close, and then it's a little bit of a different story.
But I kind of question what Legna's doing here. It's one thing to try and hold mid at the start, just get a bang for your buck, more resources out of it than your minimal investment. It's another thing to try and hold it for the win. What he's doing here doesn't look like it has much potential of winning. And I also feel like he's invested more in this mid holding than he's gotten out of it. So while Legna's putting on a show here fighting for mid, I wonder if he's actually getting anything out of it.
I think he's going to take it here, honestly. Range units are about to be cleaned up. All we have is man-at-arms and spearmen now, so he will take it. That's not bad. Not bad. He didn't really invest an insane amount, and he is going to hold it now for at least a little bit.
Yeah, no, this is a fine position for Dark Vlad.
Yeah, and players are coming out into the mid here to build buildings, production buildings for BB. A ton of siege weapons. So he's going to go full siege, it seems. And a monastery there. Still, he has the lowest Vil count. Emu Warrior's up to 168 Vils right now.
Yeah, he might boom up to like 250, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening here, but so we have some defensive posturing here from Dark Vlad as well, kicking Mr. Uso out of the mid here. He's trying to build some buildings.
Yeah. I will say, compared with game one, where the players were fighting and wrecking each other's bases, it appears like every player is just getting up to absolute full strength here. Nobody's harassing each other whatsoever. Yeah, I feel like this game is going to possibly run a bit longer with every player surviving late at full strength.
Oh yeah, I would agree. And there's so much wood on Arena that it could be a long one for sure. And it will kind of come into question because we're going to see players that aren't fighting for the mid at all times. So they're going to potentially just try to like stay out of fights and not commit to defending the mid, hope that someone else deals with it and save their units for later. But with less than 200 years here and what will soon be the 5th castle, someone's going to have to start pushing somewhere.
This mono chakram army, though, is going to get flattened by mangonels, I think. Yeah, Dark Vlad's pop isn't quite there. I would be beyond shocked if he's able to hold this for the win.
Yeah, BB's castle is going to be trebbed down here shortly. There's one Scorpion on the field. That's all we have. So BB's presence on the map could be pushed back here. We have a lot of barracks from Mr. Uso coming up. Infantry not the greatest against these chakram throwers by any means.
Yeah, as a lot of these chakrams just get sacrificed for nothing. That's pretty unfortunate.
We have some fighting over here between Raven and Emu Warrior as we have the elite Mamelukes coming into play here. Not happy with the positions that they're taking against each other, apparently. We have a shared stone in front of Potato Aim's base for him and Karamut. Emu Warrior says, chill, we can share.
Yes.
Onager research coming in for BV. So he's looking to go into Onager.
Yeah, that's been clear for quite some time is that BBB's picked Koreans here for their onagers. I believe they have a unique tech that gives it's +1 range only, right?
Thought it was no minimum range.
Okay, so they no longer have any range bonus on their mangonels.
I do not know if it's +1. Maybe it is.
I need to look this up real quick.
No minimum range is the team bonus. They get +1 as a unique tech. Is what.
Yep, that is what I thought. Yeah, cool.
This is starting to be down to the wire, I feel like. There's 142 years left, but no one has military, really, other than Emu Warrior, Dark Vlad have more than 30 units. Everyone else has less than 30 military units right now.
The only way he takes this is if everybody just sits back and waits for other players to deal with it. I feel like any two players could choose to converge on middle and clean this up.
Yeah, they're starting to talk. There's pings, start the games already. Like, they're starting to get a hold of this here. You guys are just joining. These monkeys are actually just Hussars. They're reskinned for Furious the Monkey Boy.
Yep, the circle around them is just to indicate team. The monkey doesn't have any natural color.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fine hold on the middle for Dark Vlad. He's invested so much in it that he's actually going to be pretty devastated if he loses this. But Mono Chakram is like so weak to Onager, which multiple players are going for. It's difficult for Dark Vlad to hold this if these castles fall.
Yeah, and Emu Warrior and Raven are both going to make a hard push on this side.
Yeah, honestly, if I were Vlad, I would like run from mid at this point. I feel like his chances of holding this successfully are approaching 0. So perhaps you should try and minimize your losses here.
Yeah, we had Gray drop a castle over here as well, and there's just a bunch of Hussar attacking it right now. Elite Cataphracts from our Byzantine player is the choice here. Mid is looking to be held for the moment, but still a lot of time players reacting in good time.
Yeah, over 100 years. This is an eternity that he's going to need to hold this as, yeah, players have giant comps of their optimal armies. There's no way that Dark Vlad can 1v5 this or whatever it's going to take.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to pull the military out at this point. Yeah, Cataparuto could be in play here. We do have the push from Camera QP here right now on this side. A lot of pushing on all fronts, actually. Looks like Dark Vlad paying attention in the north the most, though. Probably since that's probably his best option for escape back to his base.
Yeah. I mean, the gold units in particular, like that giant mass of chakrams, that could be an asset for the next time he wants to push or defend center. There's no need to have them die on mid here for nothing.
Yeah, and he has plenty of res in the bank by now, obviously, right? So he's sitting at almost 5,000 gold. Doesn't want to have to spend all that to rebuild this army. His last castle will soon just be devastated here.
Yeah, but he continues to dance. He's making these players show it. He's not going to give up mid for free. But as the onagers get nearly within range of these chakrams, like, I really fear for this chakram army, man. This thing could fall to like a single attack round shot.
Yeah, he's just going to bail. He's going to bail. He sees all these armies here. He's going to bail. But with that, Raven takes control of it and has Elite Mameluke, SO, has his own trebs, and is in a fairly good position here. But oh, he actually loses it momentarily here to Camrat. BBB is under pressure now from Mr. Uso here. They were fighting over the stones earlier.
Yeah, BBB kind of misplayed this, going only 3 TCs. I don't like hand cannon in combination with the siege onager. It's a double gold comp. He's fighting with a 2k player here. And yeah, bombard cannon counters the onager. Skirm counters the hand cannon. Plus, he's behind an eco.
Yeah.
BBB's got a tough fight here.
Raven is walling up the mid here, and yeah, Camrat here doing an excellent job of pointing this out. He's like, stop fighting each other, let's go, basically.
Yep, and Raven, one of the top players in this, with his walling of mid, with his like pop-capped dream army cop here, definitely is a threat to take it all.
Yeah, Potato Aim with a bunch of Paladin, Camrat with a bunch of Trebs and Japanese Haub. There's a ton of SO here, though, for Raven. That could be problematic. Castles, stone walls. Emu's starting to fight on this side. Multiple players going to fight with Raven here. Raven going to have to try to do his best to hold the position. Castles are going down, though. The Halberdier actually end up getting close. So do the Paladin.
And Raven has to be sure to keep a unit in the technical center here. Those Vills, I guess they are possibly on the mid. He should probably be hugging the monument with at least 1 or 2 military units, I'd think.
Yeah, I mean, he could lose it here in a second. Any second, really.
I don't know, man. He still has his entire army. He might lose the technical counter, but he hasn't. Oh boy, his onagers are totally exposed,
yeah,
and he won't be able to take this with Mamelukes alone.
Emu Warrior just shredded those with his own, and with far less of them as well.
But like whatever 60 Mamelukes or something he has here, that's a difficult army to take down in any form. But it kind of looks like Raven's abandoning it. Yeah, he gives it up.
Yep, it shifts, and we have our gray player in danger of losing a bunch of cataphracts or his own onagers here. Oh my gosh. Oh.
These attack rounds.
That's brutal.
Yeah, but even with all those insane attack rounds, these onagers have no support and are taking huge losses.
Yeah, and Yellow, looks like he's going to lay off a BBB now. He's really pushed him back a ton, and he is going to come to mid for center control soon, it looks like. A good move by Raven to save most military he could, but, man, some crazy shots just in the last 2 minutes here.
Yeah, a lot of players are incurring some really expensive losses here. Like I'm pretty sure a dozen bombard cannons just went down for Legna.
Yes.
And yeah, a similarly expensive army just went down for Emu Warrior. Legna must have lost like 4,000 gold worth of military there, at least.
Yeah, Raven has very little and 0 gold at this point, actually, so it will be trash units other than what he has on the field for the time being. A lot of gold on the map is gone, so I'm going to shuffle through players over the next minute or two here just to see. We still have some gold income here for gray. Yellow still has some gold income. Blue, but all this is running out quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure players will be working the market very hard, but primarily trash comps with just like a small amount of siege, I think, are going to be the order of the day.
Yep, 80 years remain.
Yeah, BBB.
Bombard towers coming in for our Dravidian player.
And yeah, BBB, I hope he remembers that it's 250 pop as he's housed at 185.
Yeah. 250 pop does make things interesting, but so far everything seems to be running all right. Yeah, we have a fight over here between Potato Aim and Camrat, but I mean, Potato Aim, I feel like shouldn't take that fight at all. He's got Paladin versus Halb. That's about all he's got here. In the mid, though, big fight coming in. Lots of bombard cannons. Lots of Hussar, lots of everything at this point. It's not looking good, though. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. BB also going to be a pest now. He's got some skirmishers going to cut off reinforcements here. BB does not have ballistics, though. Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to imagine yellow holding this now. It seems like the balance of this game is such that it's really difficult to hold mid. With all the players being so strong, like at any point, if two players decide to contest mid, they can push pretty much anything off of it.
Yeah, Dark Vlad is fighting over here, though, against Legna, and winning quite handily, it looks like. Yellow's still holding the mid, too. He's losing a lot, though.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I mean,
cutting off reinforcements can be huge here.
Helbs are just so strong here. There's kind of as the onagers roll up, though, the strength of the Helbs is definitely called into question. I was going to say, in the absence of onagers and skirms, the Helbs are just OP. But yeah, at this moment, mid is getting cleaned up. Yellow's got nothing here. His spam is good. He's got a nice flow, but his reinforcement line is definitely getting cut.
Yep, and that will be a problem. And it's hard to say who's going to take the mid here, but Raven has continued to do an insanely good job with these onagers with the ground shots here.
Yeah, and Mr. Oso, Yellow, I don't know. I was saying there's no chance. His spam continues. He's only had 1 or 2 units in for the longest time.
Yeah, but he lost it.
It was a good run. Yeah, and if you just look at the minimap, you can see how strong so many of these players are. Like, they're just built up completely from the edge of the edge of the map to the center in a wedge pattern.
Yep, it's going to be messy here, for sure. Raven is retreating with his numbers. Yellow back under control with this here. He's going to continue to spam. Dark Vlad taking out Legna here. It looks like he looks to finish this. He does not wish for him to be in this game. And honestly, at this point, players taking out players might be what we see. I mean, this is Arena. This game could last forever. Like, hours and hours and hours. So taking a player out just increases your chances here at this point.
Yep, in particular, taking out your neighbor, who's kind of your natural enemy, though it's too late to gain any resources from it. I don't know. I mean, if attacking mid is unviable, I guess you might as well attack your neighbor.
Yeah, and we still have a massive fight between Aramrat and Potato Aim guys. I know there's a lot going on the map. I can't see everything at once, but the big push right now, I feel like Dark Vlad taking out Legna here is going to be insanely difficult for him to stop, and it doesn't look like anyone's looking to help him at this point. Raven's doing some scouting up here, apparently, with some of his Hussar.
Yeah. But, and I must also compliment Mr. Oso's barrack block there. Like, the production buildings from Mr. Oso are just incredible here.
Yeah, mid is going to be held here by Dravidian champions, most likely. But, BB with the onagers. The SO, big shots coming in. Big shots. All gold units get harder and harder to replace at this point. Gold on the bottom of your screen. It looks like yellow here. He has 5 relics, 9,500 gold in the bank. That is the most by far.
Yeah, it almost seems like Mr. Oso is playing to control mid for the resource trickle.
Yeah.
Almost.
Makes sense.
I mean, I guess it's technically profitable if you can control the center with just trash. He's far from full. Oh, I'm looking at BBB. Yeah.
On the bottom
Mr.
of
Oso.
your screen, sir. I can switch to Mr. Oso, but has a healthy queue of champions coming in. Plenty of gold. We do have hand cannons here for BBB. The fight is still continuing here between Potato Aim and Camrat. Looks like Raven is also fighting back and forth with Potato Aim, as well as trying to fight the mid right now. Dark Vlad has pretty well killed off the majority of the front of the base here from Legna. Emu Warrior with top score right now. He does have some SO hiding in the back here, and he's got a lot of halbs he's sending forward right now. Nope, you cannot trade. There's no trade. Trade is forbidden.
Trades are actually customized so that you can't even add the trade units.
There we go. So gold units, massively important. This mid push is holding for now. Oh, look at this gate over here attempt for Emu Warrior. Interesting position for that.
Emu is just biding his time here. I think that, I mean, as the score leader, Emu Warrior clearly has the strength to contest mid, but his units are conspicuously absent here as he's letting the other players do his dirty work.
Yeah, but he is going to have to come. They're all going to, as you see, Raven bringing forth the siege onagers yet again. Definitely concerned about holding the mid here. Obviously, these guys want to win to advance, want to win to take some of the prize pool for themselves. Oh, the skirmishers just got wrecked.
Yeah. I mean, the total area of the monument is so small. A few siege onagers can really just nuke the whole thing. As control switches back to Raven, who's... I don't think he wants to make a genuine go of it right now.
Yeah, Dark Vlad is just destroying over here. Potato Aim is starting to lose a lot of ground to Camrat.
As this like continuous meat grinder happens in the center, I start feeling more and more like the way this game is going to have to go is for players to get eliminated. There's just no way that this is going to end while there's 8 healthy players. And it does look like Legna and possibly Potato Aim might be on the chopping block.
Yeah, Potato Aim has lost significant ground at this point. He is our low elo guy for this one. He's going to try to reboom back with, or repop some production buildings. But he's taken a lot of heavy losses here.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose your production and your full eco, I don't know how you can contest a fully boomed, fully spamming 250 pop player.
Yeah, Legna is basically dead. 35 vills, 40 military on the field. Not looking good there. Mid is being held by Raven right now, but he's going to be under heavy contest here. There are a ton of SO on the field for both him and Emu Warrior. But it looks like Raven pulls back.
Yeah, as Raven has had excellent army control all game. I feel like he is really babysat his Mamelukes and everything well.
Yeah, Legna is all but eliminated now. Has a few vills left over. They're in this town center, though. So Legna's pretty much out of this one, down to 9 vills, 24 pop overall.
Yeah, but I appreciate him not calling it, though. Though I'd say his chances of winning at this point are like 1 in a million.
Well, might even be less if that town center was fully focused right now.
Yeah, it's actually difficult to conceive of how he wins. He would have to like run his vills and have Dark Vlad abandon the pursuit.
Yeah. Potato Aim also in a really poor spot, but much better off as far as population's concerned compared to Legna. But it's going to be difficult to do much here. really, there's everyone in it except for Legna. Legna's basically out. I'm pretty comfortable saying that at this point. But I mean, Potato Amy is still alive. Could still do something here. Is being pushed heavily, but Potato Aim also, I feel, does not have all of his halbs going to the right direction. He's trying to fight Raven at the same time here. The Hussar are going to try to come in on these, though, SO over here for Emu Warrior. So Raven and Emu Warrior feel like they are in extremely good positions, but whoever loses their SO first will definitely have a big advantage in that fight.
Yeah, that SO ball is pretty irreplaceable, but at the same time, how is it approachable if you have good help control or Mameluke control in front of it?
Exactly, exactly. It's tough. Very tough.
Yeah. But the prospect of trying to hold mid with siege onagers feels really difficult. Like, it's one thing to camp your own castle and shoot the units that come close. But if you're holding mid and getting attacked from two sides, like, to micro your siege onagers there feels impossible almost.
Yeah. BBB and Mr. Uso have been fighting for the majority of the game here, and I mean, it's really probably a thorn in the side of Mr. Uso at this point. He's probably annoyed having to continue this fight over here.
Yeah, perhaps Mr. Oso is going to change his perspective and realize he needs to focus BBB rather than focus mid in order to have a chance here. As, yeah, BBB continues to strengthen. I don't know how Mr. Oso could ever hold it long term with BBB still alive and healthy.
Yeah, I mean, he has the most gold in the game right now. I'm going to switch back to that. So you guys can see the res lost at the bottom. He has the most gold by far. Arena not made for 250 pop. Yeah, the 250 pop is something that was suggested, and we're allowing it. They wanted 300 actually. Everyone that was talking about it. So
The density of units on the map is a lot, I'll say. At any given point, I feel like there's like 300 units on your screen alone.
yeah, it's insane.
Players are also playing it quite cautiously, though, as we have Raven and Emu both basically pop cap with their ideal comps, but choosing just to sit back.
Yeah, they're really just playing the long game here, which is something I expected to see. I mean, we have basically two players that are at a much lower pop than everyone else, with Legna being basically dead but was allowed to survive. So there is no longer an attack on his base, which is good. He does have Town Center, so he can boom back in. He's not out of this position. We have Dark Vlad, who held the mid early, starting to trip down some of these walls from Raven here. He potentially wants to be able to make a go at the mid at some point. He still has a lot of Chakram throwers here. Not a ton, though. They're mixed in with skirms. And then the Hussars. Potato Aim is dying slowly on this side. He's been able to hold, but he's got some Japanese towers on this wood line. He's got a bunch of military in his face. Onager from our Japanese player even added in here.
Yeah, and I will say, as the game drags, I do feel like it's gonna come to an epic conclusion. While we were not sure if we wanted to see super long games, these players at this point are all so deeply invested in this one, and yeah, they're implementing their long-term strategies. Like, however this ends up going down, I have a feeling it's going to be epic.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, right now we have an insane KD going on for the players. It's ridiculous. Mr. Uso's lost over 1,700 units, killed over 1,400 now. It's insane.
Yep, and I feel like a lot of, I mean, Dark Vlad also has kind of been guarding his army extremely well. It wouldn't surprise me if many of these chakrams have survived from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, he does have one castle, so he's either producing from one castle still, or he's just surviving with them. It's like he's going to lose a lot of them here, though. Mr. Uso is by far in the best position with gold, though. 7,400 and counting. He has 5 relics right now, so if players are to push him, could be good. BB maybe making a play for the mid here. Getting as many units as he can possibly muster into that mid.
Interesting to be sending the Vills as well. Maybe he just feels like it's time to take a stab.
I think
Yeah,
this
extremely
is
unusual.
what you want to do if you're sending Vills, but
Well, I mean, it's a thing in King of the Hill to send the Vills when you're doing your final hold because, you know, you just want them as meat in the middle. They're not, yeah, going to need to collect res for the future.
yeah, but this is good.
But
I like it. Other people contesting mid here. It's very good. Everyone has held the mid at some point in this game, even if it wasn't for long. But I fear Potato Aim may be our first victim now. Maybe Raven's gonna let him survive, but
it was
Camera's
it was a
not
mistake.
interested.
It was a mistake to let Legna live. I think Potato Aim should be properly eliminated here.
Saracens are keeping up towards the mid here. This is massive. This could be huge. This will help protect these SO. Will help protect all of his units that are sitting in mid here. BBB is rapidly getting pushed back here.
But yeah, BBB has no hope here.
Dark Vlad and Mr. Uso going at it quite heavily as well. This is the problem though with all these towers coming forward. Is what siege? Yeah. Emu Warrior I think realizes he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, Raven's position here is really attractive. I mean, this tower mass looks extremely difficult to push. He could use some more production, though. Like, the one thing that Mr. Oso's done that nobody else has done is just make insane production buildings near the mid. Like, I don't know if Raven's very able to repop and spam to center.
I don't know how they're going to stop this keep push with SO and Memluk with Bombard Cannon mixed in if Raven takes the mid here. And he's definitely preparing to do so.
Yeah, I think Emu could do tremendous damage if he was just willing to throw his siege onagers at it.
I don't even think they'll do that much damage. He only has 17 of them. There are even more towers than that.
I think 17 might be just about enough to one-shot a keep.
There are 28 keeps. And he's continuing to push into the mid here, so this is something that will have to be addressed very soon. It's under the control of Raven as well here.
Yep, and this looks good. This looks like it. Raven's been posturing and prepping all game. I think this is his time. Oh boy, the bombard cannon shots.
Yeah, things are coming in huge here, but the attention has to be on the mid now. This is something that they're not going to be able to ignore. And for those wondering, I'll switch to someone else's point of view. This is all they can see in the mid. They only see 3 towers. They don't know how much is actually here. Emu Warrior has already told them there's a lot of towers. He does have vision on this. He knows.
Yeah, and I think also noteworthy for anybody looking at mid right now is that green has a complete gold comp. To have a full gold comp at mid at this stage of the game really shows that a player is just laying it all out there. Like, it's an irreplaceable army. It's kind of their once-in-a-game push. Yeah. As green actually loses control and it resets.
Yeah, pushed back. A lot of Hussar from Dark Vlad went in there and sniped almost all of the SO. There's only 5 of them left. Bombard cannons were able to push back a couple of these towers that Mr. Uso had. Emu Warrior didn't really go for mid much there.
Emu Warrior has been sitting back chilling all game, man. What's his bank looking like? Yeah, 53,000 food. So he's 77,000 wood. I think Emu just needs to add a ton more production buildings and choose when he makes his push.
Potato Aim calls the GG. He is definitely down to just a few units. Has some Halb, is all that he has here. So Potato Aim will fall victim here.
Yep, he says GG, but I don't see the resignation.
There
but without
it goes.
Yeah,
he deleted.
defeated. Yeah.
He just deleted his mills, or his Halbs.
Yep, a proper defeat. Well played, Potato Aim. Thanks for playing, man.
Yeah, I mean, completely wiped. A lot from Camrat to do that. It was really minimal gain other than taking a player out of the game here, so that was definitely his goal. BBB holds the center here at the moment. And you know, the push that we see from Dark Vlad onto Mr. Uso, this fighting between them has made things a little difficult for him to secure mid. I still love Raven's position with all these towers, though. Dark Vlad sends Hussar in here to Emu Warrior's base. Wants to kill a bunch of ills. Astonishingly, the wood chopped in this game is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, players are getting farther and farther away there, but
I mean, this game is obviously going ultra late. I think this might be some of the deepest wood chopping I've ever seen on Arena myself.
yeah. BBB holding mid, but he's not holding it with much. Just trash here at this point.
Yeah, BBB's spam is also lackluster. Like, compare his production to Mr. Oso's, and I don't see how BBB has a real chance of holding this.
He's sending the Vills forward, is what he's doing right now. So maybe this is his do or die moment. I don't know.
Yeah, BBB's res is pretty poor as well.
Ooh, okay. Emu Warrior. I was wondering why he's still sitting back here. He's accumulating a bunch of Siege Ram. He's gonna try to deal with this at some point. It's gonna be very important for them to deal with that. It's gonna be a pain to deal with all those towers. But we also have Camrat now with his attention potentially going to be fully on mid as well. Could help assist and deal with that position. 60 years, BB holding on right now. Monument will continue to swap hands though, I feel. BB, like you said, his spam just isn't quite there. Running low on res left and right. His siege onagers are low in number.
Yeah, honestly, Emu is probably in the best position here with almost 100,000 food and wood. If he had more production, he could just spam infinitely. He has a large army of pop efficient units. He's just being so patient.
He has the bank. He definitely has the bank, for sure.
Yeah, he has enough bank that if he wanted to go for a gold comp at the end, he could just sell into it, basically.
Yeah, massive fights up here between Dark Vlad and Mr. Uso. Still nothing changing there. BB loses control of the mid here. And now we have to wait and see if Emu Warrior can push this back. He's already posturing military. He has been sitting there for a while. He has the largest banks in the game by far. But will he go mid? Or will he just attempt to kill from behind and let everyone else go mid? He has been sitting back for so long, we just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can really do to force a win in a free-for-all like this. I guess the longer he sits back, hypothetically, the stronger he gets, but I don't know if his position's actually strengthening. Like, I feel like he needs to be adding more production buildings or something, and what good is 100,000 food and wood if you're bottlenecked by your number of barrack?
He has 10 siege rams is all. 60 plus halbs, 17 SO, 4 trebs. BBB's holding the mid again, though, so they are continually fighting for all of this. BB gets close to this SO as well, but it looks like he's just clicked past them, didn't actually take any of them out. Remember to refresh your lumber camps. Fighting elsewhere. Oh, we have Legna coming back for revenge on Dark Vlad. Letting him live. He's reboomed. He's repopulated, and now Dark Vlad is paying the price, fighting on two fronts here.
Yeah, Legna was down to like 10 vills at some point. Huge mistake to let him live. Yeah, now he's back from the dead and basically taking Dark Vlad out of the game. So absolutely critical, possibly game-costing mistake for Dark Vlad to allow Legna to live there.
Yeah, and guess it's time, Camrat says. This is going to be the big push, I feel like. The Trebs are deploying. The Siege Ram are going forward. Maybe not. It looked like they were starting. There we go. The middle fight will go. Will Raven be able to hold is the question. Right now, it's looking extremely difficult, too.
Yep, I wish Emu had more barracks. Like, he just lost 40 helbs in the blink of an eye. He has use for 40 or more barracks.
Yeah, but this is just about taking away the towers at this point. So the siege, I feel, is the fine moment. Mr. Uso takes mid. Let's see, Emu Warrior has a lot of Siege Ram Halb still on the map. And he could take Raven off the mid here completely if these towers all get destroyed, which it looks like they will if this continues.
Yeah, funny that Emu's like sitting back with the core of his army through all this as well. It's kind of just expending the Rams and Halbs, leaving the SO.
Yeah, we had like 30 towers. We're down to 22 of them already and dropping. Things are getting messy everywhere. Mr. Uso back wants to fight for mid. Looks like the fight back has started over here for Dark Vlad, but Dark Vlad's population has plummeted quite significantly, down to 2 villagers for Dark Vlad right now.
Oh boy, he's got to guard those.
I don't even know where they are, to be honest. There's one over here on a stable. Good luck with this. Raven.
Given how long the game is, though, Dark Vlad still might have dreams of booming back into this.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it though. He has to realize where his vill is. He's moving the one vill, so he is gonna build a town center.
He is fighting straight Hussar versus Help, which does not feel good.
Yeah, Raven is basically being removed from mid, but will there be enough from Mr. Uso this time?
Well, the addition of the Siege Elephant is encouraging. All along, Mr. Uso's looked like by far the strongest player with the strongest position. Insane eco, insane production. Emu clearly has the potential strength here, but I feel like Emu is just waiting until the end of time here. Like, the game looks like it's going to be a multi-hour game. At some point, you just have to randomly take your stabs and hope that, the players don't coordinate while they take you out of mid.
Oh, the siege onagers almost went down to bombard cannons. They will all go down. Emu Warrior doesn't have the siege right now. Mr. Uso is down under 50 years. He's really uncontested other than, BBB's in his base with the light cav.
Might actually help him, though. He has insane production. I mean, Mr. Oso, does he need economy right now? I guess he's very low on food. Not sure what his Q looks like, but he appears to be spamming full strength.
He has no Q.
Oh, well then he'll never hold this.
He has no Q right now, apparently. None whatsoever.
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure
100%. I'm checking buildings. He has nothing. He's sending everything to mid right now. All the vills he has left. Everything. He just bought food. There's the spam now. He only has one more click.
Oh, I don't think it's enough, but this might do it. Definitely, there's a chance here.
All
As
eyes
so,
on the mid there, folks.
yeah, so many enemy units converging here, though. Oh boy, I don't think he can do this.
Yep, the bombard cannons are getting killed. The champions are extremely strong. There's a lot of units in mid still. No
The Vil
Q,
are arriving. The Vil train is arriving.
but so are the SO.
He's gonna have to dance with a couple units and somehow survive. Maybe get some of these guys wedged inside the monument or
I
something.
don't think this is enough. It's just slowly deteriorating here.
16 years?
There's so many SO. There's only like 10, 12 units from him in the mid. He's going to lose mid with 13 years remaining. And he has nothing alive.
Yeah.
BBB is here, still raiding him. Orange raid me, yep. BBB saves the game potentially there for everyone.
Yeah, and Mr. Oso, I don't know if he'll resign now. He still has a lot of buildings, but 14, 13 pop.
This is getting
it's a
ugly.
tremendous setback. Yeah, I mean, who would resign with score lead? But that is an unbelievably tremendous setback. He put it all on the line there.
Dark Vlad is trying to build a market. He deleted his town center. I don't know what Dark Vlad is trying to do.
Yeah, I completely don't understand the town center deletion. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's just gonna be dead here. He's about to lose his vills too.
Well, I'm kind of rooting for him to get eliminated because I think the only way for the game to progress is for players to get eliminated, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no trade. You can't build trade carts, so... Whew. I know that Legna is extremely happy with himself now.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent, revival resurrection he's done here.
BB is not raiding anymore, though, so Mr. Uso's still alive. Still with all his production buildings in the mid. BBB is actually holding mid at the moment, but I think between Raven and Emu and Mr. Camrat over here, it's going to be insanely hard to hold the mid right now.
Yeah, I think theory that 250 pop would result in shorter games might be totally false.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on the 250 pop to begin with. And people
I'm sorry, man.
So I don't think more pop does anything any good at this point, but we're almost in a 2-hour game. There's Dark Fled gone. He's here in chat, so I figured he was out. But yeah, leaving Legna alive came back to bite Dark Vlad hard.
Yep, excellent surviving by Legna here, as he's just right back in the game, man. He was down to like 10 vills or something. I suppose Mr. Oso was similarly taken all the way down there. And when the game runs this long, as long as you have one vill surviving, you can plausibly come back into it.
Yeah, Legna was down to like 13, I think. The fight over here, BB is just going to have to either let Mr. Uso live or try to take him out.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake for BBB to not focus Mr. Oso down. He's a real contender as well as a neighbor. With Mr. Oso alive, I think BBB doesn't really have too much of a chance to win this.
Well, he was killing him. He focused on mid to keep the game going, which was the right move, obviously. Camrat's been quiet since he killed Potato. And
yeah, I love Camrat's position. A ton of res, ton of production.
It's definitely going to be interesting. It's coming down like crazy. Look at the production for Camrat. My lord. What's his Q like? Does he have... He's got to be max pop, right? The Q's not that good. He is banking gold. He does have 1 relic. No, he has 2 relics. Raven has 1. Emu Warrior has control of the mid for now.
Not really, as he's getting cleaned up. In a game this long, I think the players just have to make plays for it. If I were Emu here, I would send a bunch to mid and just hope that things go well. He's got the bank and everything else to survive, even if it doesn't go through. I mean, if you're waiting for a time when you think you can probably take mid, I don't think it will ever happen. I think you just always have to dive at mid with a big army and just hope that things go well.
Yep, Monument changes the BBB again. This is going to be a lengthy one, folks. I feel like we're not even close to the end. This is insane. And, I mean, Lagna here is back up in pop. Like, almost dead, back in the game here. Emu Warrior continues to chop wood in every direction. Soon, Raven and Emu Warrior will not have wood between them. It's going to be insane. BBB is holding mid. This is probably the best thing BBB can do at this point. He needs to push back, though, as we have the Dravidian champions, which has been the biggest problem for him. Orange needs to get ballistics, apparently. Oh, jeez. See, did he get it? Did BB end up getting ballistics on its way in? It is on its way in.
Yeah, better late than never.
Yeah. But I think BB might be in a really bad position here shortly, because all he has is Skirmisher against Dravidian infantry, and yeah, it's early for BB, I know.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I know BBB as a player. He's a strong 1v1 RM player. He's misplayed this in general. He's kind of never gotten up the kind of production that I would expect him to have. He's never built the bank that you need to take this. A game like this, I think, is ultimately won by having an insane resource bank and insane production. And BBB, I don't know if he knows that, but that's not what he's been building to all game.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough here. It's a super early game for him, too. I talked to him last night about it. I messaged him about the host in the room and all that fun stuff.
But, 7 a.m. in his time zone, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like the monument's just going to keep changing hands here. I'm really surprised Emu Warrior hasn't made a holy crap. Oh, look at Raven. Look at all these SO. How many SO is on the screen right here?
Yeah.
31 of them.
Yeah. Karam, I think, is actually getting positioned really nicely for this.
He is, but he's not posturing for mid, and he's not killing anyone.
Yeah, his production is also far back. You don't just need spam. You need spam that's close to mid. All the barracks that he's built in Potato Aim's base, like, if a unit spawns from there, it's going to take like 30 years to get to mid. I don't know how useful those distant barracks are. I like it. I like them. I like the presence of those barracks. I guess they're not that far. I don't know, man.
It's still rough. Still very rough. Siege Ram from Gray coming to the mid. Is he trying to make a attempt to control this position?
Yeah. And looking at the minimap, it looks like Emu has almost chopped all the way through to Legna's base.
Oh yeah, there's already a tower here to block some of the wood chopping. On the south here, Emu Warrior and Raven could soon be fighting right here. The banks of food is insane. The banks of wood's insane. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, as I keep saying, some of these players with their crazy banks, what are they waiting for at this point? Like someone like Emu Warrior has the resources to make a very earnest go at middle, and even if it doesn't complete, I feel he'll still be very strong.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy that it's still, we're almost 2 hours in game time, and there's no decisive position right now. I feel like there's 3 or 4 players that I feel could take this really strongly, and yeah, it's ugly. It's very ugly right now. Raven is holding. Raven is sitting with so much gold units here. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever since the players made an honest go at the mid.
Yeah, it has been a while.
As Mr. Oso is looking like he's getting back to strength, you almost forget that he was down to 10 pop for a minute there. Yeah. Another mistake the players have made is letting these weakened players live.
Yeah, Dark Vlad became victim to that.
Indeed.
He let Lagna live, and, well, look who's in the game, look who isn't now. Camrat did kill Potato Aim, and now has taken his entire base full of production buildings.
Yeah. And
he's even going to write something for us here in some palisade walls. How much is 100 years in game? It's a good question. A long time. When it keeps popping back and forth. BBB still sticking around here, still holding the mid here and there. He was under heavy assault. Mr. Uso let him live. 5 relics for Mr. Uso for guys who are just joining us. He has the largest gold stack in the game still.
Yep, but nobody's really banking gold that hard. Nobody even at 5K. A little surprisingly, I mean, I guess a few of these guys could sell up to that point. As Karam has over 100K food in the bank.
Yep. I like his position, but he's not doing anything with it right now. So, Emu Warrior, Raven, they've all been sitting for quite some time. The only people really fighting, BBB and Mr. Uso have been fighting pretty much on or off the whole game. But
yep, and
limitedly contested.
And they are weaker for their efforts. It is true that Emu and Raven are incredibly strong now if they want to make the move for it. Emu in particular, man, I genuinely wonder what he's waiting for.
He has been very patient. 900 years is 1 hour and 15 minutes in Red Bull. That is correct, I believe. Yeah.
So 10 minutes is 100 years?
I don't know. It's not all that important. We go until we have a winner, folks. So, luckily, wood is slowly being chopped away. For the casters.
Right.
What's this?
All right, yeah, let's do it, comrade.
This over here. All right, so
he's ready to go. What does that say?
When we think of a win condition, tell me.
Yeah, Emu, there's a win condition. You send to mid.
I don't understand the patience between Raven and Emu Warrior. They haven't really fought much all game.
Well, they are about to chop through to each other. The conflict should be inevitable at that point, right?
You would think.
As BBB has a decent hold on mid right now. Maybe, just maybe he can do it.
I don't think so. Raven has like 30 siege onagers.
Emu
Warrior has like 10. Don't destroy my buildings, man.
Yeah. Do you think that the 250 pop is possibly making it impossible for players to hold mid?
I don't know.
I feel like this is mechanically pretty similar to how it would be with 200 pop.
So do I, but again, limited population obviously makes it harder. So.
Yeah. It's okay. And finally, Teal Comrade is doing his thing. I really like his setup. He has the production buildings and he has the res to spam endlessly.
Yep. BB does have units in the mid. So Raven has said easy SO, so he's going to come forth and try to deal with it. They are going to run out of res faster because of 250 pop, as chat brings up. That is very true.
I suppose it does reduce the maximum possible time of the game to have 250 pop.
And I think we knew Arena could be a long one. We knew it. So
this makes me worry about Amazon Tunnel.
I think there's actually roughly the same amount of wood on that because of the way that the pathways work.
Maybe we can widen the passageways. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the play style of these players, which is making this take forever, with at least a few players in the game choosing to sit back literally for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, Emu Warrior, like, let's look at the overall KDs here for a second. If I can find the appropriate tab. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, Mr. Uso has killed almost 4,000 units right now. Mongolia ends quickly, chat says, because they tested it and it runs out of wood. Yeah, I can believe that. Raven making a solid go for the mid here, it looks like. Oh, and we see some preemptive stonewalling here now as well, so. If anyone can make a push for mid, it feels like Raven and Emu Warrior have the best possible position to do so.
Raven, Emu, and Comrade are all pretty good. I mean, at some point I start to lose faith in Emu, honestly. Even though he has the res.
He does not have much in the way of production.
Yeah, he doesn't have production. And I do genuinely not understand how he can wait this long without making an earnest attempt at mid. Like, I think that he's potentially had what it takes to make a go at it for a long time. So I do wonder what he's waiting for.
Yeah, this is a hard-fought battle from everyone that's still in it, though. And Camrat's coming forward here. He's going to have a hard time getting close to these SO.
His army just looks so small. It's a battle of 5 armies right here, man.
Yep, mid changes hands yet again, but maybe they'll continue to pressure someone now. Would be good anyways. Even with 35 SO, yeah.
Even if it seems impossible, though, I still say you just have to try. I mean, part of winning this kind of game, I think, is just hoping that the other players don't coordinate perfectly. And it has been a very long time since we've seen any building fortifications around the mid, too. I think that if somebody were to just come forward with some bills, buy a castle or two and slam them, it would deter a lot of this Skirb and Helm spam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's really awkward. Oh my goodness, we have Elite Cataphract build up for Legna in the back. He's hiding them. This is a big Ram go here though, it looks like maybe from Raven. So Raven and Camrat maybe duking it out here. It looks like that's almost guaranteed at this point.
Yeah, Camrat has surged in the score. I'm sure the players have noticed and are worried about him. And yeah, this production that's close to mid. If this gets taken out, I really don't like Camrat's position, despite having a ton of production and a ton of buildings. It's buildings close to mid, which is necessary.
Yeah, they're fighting for sure now, though. All their attention's going to be on this, which actually is really good for Mr. Uso, who basically has little competition in the mid right now. BBB has been here the whole game. I honestly am shocked BBB let him live, but...
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I don't know if the players in the later games are going to watch these and learn lessons. But if you have a player on the ropes and you have the chance to eliminate them, I think that eliminating them increases your own chances thoroughly. By letting Mr. Oso live, BBB, probably cut his own chances of winning in half, if not even worse.
Yeah, Emu Warrior is trying to fight him in the mid right now. But the spam here for Raven and Karam are meeting up. They're fighting pretty heavily now. Obviously, going to be spending a lot of res, but they have insane banks built up. I still think Mr. Uso is my favorite to win because he has the gold.
Mr. Oso has played this best. He has the gold. He has insane production close to center. He's continuing to replenish that. He makes goes of it. The fact that he made an earnest attempt earlier gives me more faith that he'll make another earnest attempt. Mr. Oso has everything that I would expect a winning player to have.
Yeah. Gray has some bombard cannons in the mid. Are they teaming up to try to take out Raven at this point? The push has stopped from Raven here, and now Karam is pushing back. What a mess. What a mess of this arena games. I hope you guys are enjoying. Again, there's still some spots available for the qualifiers next weekend. Huge shout out to Medora for sponsoring the event. Love them. Exclamation point Medora in chat, guys. And thanks for being here. This has been an insanely long game here. And I don't know when this one's going to end, to be 100% honest with you all. There's still wood on the map, guys. There's still a lot of wood. It is
going to run dry. This arena game is going to come down to wood, apparently. And my money is on Mr. Oso. Yeah, like, I keep on repeating myself, but if Emu Warrior had it in him, I think he would have taken it by now. His position is not getting any stronger. The only other contenders are probably Raven and Comrat. And, yeah, Raven has, like, been on a pure gold comp all game. I don't know if that's viable at this point anymore. And Comrat, I don't know. Comrat's production is just too far away. Like, Mr. Oso really looks like he's in position for this.
And Mr. Oso is not happy with Gray. They are going at it. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly, guys. This is still going. Obviously, there's still a ton of wood left on the map. We have yet to see something work out. Emu Warrior is having some fun over here, though. He's walling in lumber camps with Oneville. He's building a few outposts. Surprised he hasn't sent military in. Big fight on this side still. Camrat and Raven going at it. Gotta think with all the siege and all of the gold units here, though, Raven will win that fight.
Yeah. What do you think of the monkey hussars at this point?
I think they're fine, sir. It looks a little
Yeah,
weird. Maybe chat's not 100% behind it. I don't know. What's chat feel like about these monkey hussar? I think it's entertaining.
yeah, and you make the mental substitution pretty quickly. At this point, like it doesn't take a whole lot of cognitive load to just see these things as hussars as far as gameplay goes.
My goodness, guys. Over 2 hours in game time. The good news, though, is players are fighting each other a lot right now. Emu Warrior really the only one not fighting.
Yeah, basically every surviving player is full strength too.
I don't know about that.
Who would you say is not?
I'm
Legna?
thinking. I don't know. It just feels like BBB is almost out of wood. Oh wait, BBB is raiding Mr. Uso again.
I
I
like
don't
it
know.
from a.
It's interesting. It's. I feel like Camrat's not able to keep his numbers massed enough. Like he has too many vills and not enough military on the field. It feels like he only has 85 military, which I guess is a lot. But in a 250 pop game, is it a lot?
I mean, any player could kill all their bills or send them to mid. I mean, a 250 military convergence on mid, I think, could take it, man.
And Mr.
Mr.
Uso's
Oso.
gonna build a castle because he's getting raided by BB again. Emu Warrior finally holding mid here, but will he hold it for long? He has a lot. I feel like if he were to send and try to wall this up, he might be able to take this. Not many people are paying attention. I know. That's the problem.
But why not, man? Like, if there was ever a time, is there ever a time? If this isn't a good enough opportunity for him, what is he waiting until there's only 2 players left or something? You know,
he has a lot of stone. A lot of stone. He could do this, but I don't think he's going to commit to it. It's just still confusing. He's just trying to let this be an even longer game, apparently. A war of attrition, folks. And now you know why I didn't want Black Forest map.
Black Forest might have gone long as well.
Especially with the monument being usually entrapped.
Yeah. Well, our maps for tomorrow are set as Mongolia and Ghost Lake, both of which I'm told make for fast games.
Yeah, a lot less wood, right? So. Well, the monument's about to switch hands again.
Emu, man, he's just sitting back with all this.
Yeah, he's
Am I too harsh on Emu?
I mean, there's only so much they can do, right? So I don't know.
But
It's rough.
I mean, Yellow had a run of it where he got within like 10 years of it. You know, like you have to take that kind of shot. When you go for mid, you can't be certain you'll hold it. In some cases, you make the move on mid, knowing that there's only a small percentage chance you hold it. But you take a few of those shots over the course of the game, and eventually something comes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and right now it feels like no one's taken a really heavy shot for a while. Raven has tried multiple times, not been able to do it. He's now just focusing on fighting with Camrat, which is actually probably a good thing for us because they're spending res they have in their bank. But, oof, lengthy game. I don't know what else to say, guys. We're just observing at this point.
Mr. Oso's position is continuing to improve. He continues to be my favorite, I'll say.
Yeah, he has the gold bank for sure. Emu Warrior has a bunch of onagers still. SO even. Camrat going at it with Raven here. Ooh. A bombard tower was started to be constructed and then deleted here from Mr. Uso. So maybe he's going to try for something?
I think if Mr. Oso were able to get up a couple castles flanking mid and then just spam all, he could have it.
Yeah, it's been messy indeed. And HK, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you, and huge shout out to you for doing the mods yet again. Appreciate it, appreciate it. The elite cataphracts have arrived, and we have bombard towers.
Yes.
Alright, so Legna, who was down to like 10 vills, is coming to the mid with bombard towers, halb, skirm, and elite cataphract.
I like it. I mean, I don't know if this is the moment to make your move on mid with so much carnage between BBB and Mr. Oso. Mr. Oso has a permanent presence in mid. I guess there's never a better time for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting time, but I respect it. Maybe he has to be somewhere too. He's like, I'm going to do this, try, and then just call it or something. I don't know. But this has been sick. The KD on this is insane. Mr. Uso, over 5,000 kills, over 4,600 units lost. BBB has taken 3,800 losses, which is by far the second most. It's just crazy. Potato Aim, who's not even in the game, had over 1,000 losses. He's the only player that was eliminated early. And then we had Dark Vlad die to Legna, who he let live with like 10 pop.
Yep, and Legna is making an honest go of it right now. I don't think it's well faded.
Not with the SO from Emu Warrior here.
Yeah, but yeah, he's making an earnest attempt. He's feeling it out. Now that he knows it's not working, he can pull back. You know, like if he's forcing the other players to commit. He's forcing the other players to show that they're willing to push him off, and expending a good bit of resource into himself. I like it.
Yeah. Yep, I do too. He's forcing people to do things at least, right?
I mean, if you don't at least make the start of an earnest attempt at mid, you'll never finish a run at mid.
This is true. It's insane to me that we have this many players in the game this late.
I mean,
Really
they are playing probably for the biggest prize pool they've ever had a realistic shot at taking down.
It's possibly true, yeah.
But yeah, as the game grinds on, your winnings per hour ratio certainly decreases.
Yeah. The fight over here between Camera and Raven continues to press on. I don't really know who's winning at this point. It's been pretty back and forth, I feel like, but Raven, maybe without all of the SO here, this fight would be better if this was actually pressed harder. I don't know. It's kind of awkward. Middle, BBB has middle again. Okay. But I think Mr. Uso's done. I think he's tired of this. He's being trebbed in the back. He has siege elephants, and all of his military that he had in the mid is now coming back.
I think he needs to eliminate BBB.
I think that
that is the only way for him to do this.
I think that will be a big position for him if he does eliminate him.
I think with BBB out, he can easily take it just by spamming mid. I'm pretty sure that at this point our game is officially longer than any King of the Hippo game, and I think I can't help but attribute. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the increased vision around the relic, the monument, also has something to do with it. It's hard to say what specifically is the reason why it's running so long.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Nonetheless, we're gonna see BBB potentially go down here soon, though, as it looks like Mr. Uso is paying full attention now to this. He's not happy. He's really annoyed at this point, dealing with this continuous problem. The siege elephants now will be able to move in. The onagers were able to sneak by, so he is working on getting in here, and we'll try to finish him off. BB has done an excellent job of being in the mid, trying to poke and prod and keep things working. Lagna is poking a fight and actually almost taking out the Trebs. So he will take out one, maybe. No, not quite. But he's trying to fight Emu Warrior off a bit here.
Yep, and this is Emu's chance. Mr. Oso is fully distracted. BBB's distracted. Like, if he made a move at mid now, I think he could do it.
Yeah, Emu is the only one not in the middle of crazy fighting. He's fighting Skirm in the mid for BB, which he's not even paying attention to, probably. Heavy Cav Archers from our Saracen player now.
Interesting unit choice as the Saracen player continues to have a very heavy gold comp given the length of game.
Teal Truce is what we're seeing in chat from Raven. So he wants to stop this fight. Yikes. BB is losing positioning now, though. Losing a lot of production buildings behind this. Obviously, he still has a lot of them on the front. Both Emu Warrior fighting him off mid here. And then we have Mr. Uso heavily in the base now.
Yep. And you know what? I think Emu's got it. I think this is what Emu's been waiting for.
Emu has frozen corn on his laptop. Like, he actually sent a picture in the Discord of that. So, this is... He says these bags are getting hot. His laptop is having problems, guys.
I just can't tell you how much I wish he would send it all at this point.
Yeah, he very much might be. And if BBB does, in fact, truly go down... Oh, BBB just calls it. Yep. So BBB is out.
Well played, BBB. Cursing a little bit on his way out, presumably.
Yeah, this has been a crazy game. Crazy game. But Mr. Uso definitely has the best position, and I think he's going to try. He is queuing a bunch of champions right now, as Emu Warrior says. These are Dravidian champs. Population that... Oh, yeah, look at the queue he has. Tons of champions queued.
But Emu, man, if you just send it all, there's a chance. I'm just baffled. How can he have idle military just standing a little ways away from the monument at this point?
Well, I mean, I think Mr. Uso, with BBB going down here, has the best chance by far. He has the 5 relics. He has the unit that apparently no one else teched into, as far as champion is concerned.
Champions at that.
But Legna is moving with 60 elite cataphracts and a bunch of Hussar at the production. Siege elephants being mixed in here as well for Mr. Uso. And honestly, if the production gets cut off, there's no rating in the unit or in the base of Mr. Uso now. But almost all of his production buildings are forward. Then we have a pause.
I assume is to get the frozen corn.
I'm looking at
yeah, I mean, my money is on Oso to take it at some point. Honestly, dude, I know I'm being so harsh on him, but if Emu's not sending all the mid there when he's like getting down to 30 years with just one player to fight with, I don't have faith in his ability to commit. He's just sitting on the sidelines here the whole game.
Emu Warrior confirms he is using frozen corn to cool his laptop. Oh, well, for those who know Emu Warrior, we're just going to refer to him as frozen corn.
Yeah. And you know what? I think this might be it. I think with BBB out, this is Mr. Oso's first earnest attempt at it.
I don't know, though. There's so many elite cataphract. And he's...
Yeah,
Legna
cataphract.
Is building siege workshops. He's going to go Rams, probably. I don't know.
The cataphracts are so dominant versus the infantry.
Yeah. And Camrat and Raven have been fighting. Alright, we see Mr. Uso leave the mid because he's super agitated, apparently, with Gray. Which, honestly, these cataphracts are going to be in limited number. The champion spam is for a very long time now.
Yeah, but the cataphracts like two-shot these champs almost. I mean, their health bars don't even slide down; they just disappear.
Yeah, I think Emu has got to come. Like, he's got to try here at some point. Like,
I'm done saying it. I'm done saying it.
It's so like crazy. Like, he's been sitting this whole time, just comfortably sitting with a laptop with frozen corn on it, even. But I don't know. This push from Legna is actually kind of crazy.
I mean, there's 5 players left in this game. 2 of them are tied up there. Emu could just hold this. I just want him to send everything. Fill this giant army that's 10 tiles away from the monument. Like,
Emu Warrior has 2,000 and counting stone.
I don't know what he's waiting for. I keep on saying it, man.
The castle that Raven has 6 HP in the mid. Like, let's see what he does. That's all we can do.
Does he not see that army?
No, they don't see everything, unfortunately, at this point.
No, I mean, like, does Emu know that he has 100 units waiting there that can help him in mid?
Oh, he knows. All of his SO are there. He has 154 military, most on the map by far. He's laughing at his 6 HP castle now. Emu Warrior is like noticing all of these things, so he's very aware of what's happening. No one's going to be, this is his time. Like, he's got to do it. Punch it. Oh, and that actually made Hamrat come over and kill it with his mouths. All right,
this could be it.
Coming mid.
You know, if he had just all of his helps there instead of only half, he could hold it. I'm so confused. I am so confused.
Yeah, he's gonna lose this. But Gray is now also being pushed back here. So Mr. Uso is pushing this back. The mid changes hands, and here comes another group of halbs that Emu Warrior will send. Not a bunch, just another group.
Do you think it's possible that Emu Warrior is not playing to win here?
I mean, anything is possible, right? Like,
because do you understand the possible motivation for him holding back half of the helms in reserve when he has 100,000 wood and 100,000 food?
I mean, he could spam military for the next 40 minutes if he was losing all of his military slowly. Like,
yeah, send all, gather points to mid, and you win the game, bro. Build a few castles around it.
The vills are almost useless now. Like, there's
send
only
the vills,
build
left. 3 castles around it. You have enough stone basically for 4 castles if you just buy a little bit.
Oh, the wood is completely gone in between Emu and Raven. They're actually sharing wood line in the back right now.
Boy, man, is it okay that we only allow an hour and a half between games?
As long as the closed map, heavy wooded maps are game 2, I suppose so. And we have Mr. Uso back on mid. So he's going to make another attempt on mid. Emu, we're going to send more halves this time. Bombard towers starting to be constructed in the mid.
All right, so you got this, man. Oh, so 2 dead neighbors. He has insane production.
He has the gold. He has the score lead. Emu Warrior is finally constructing more barracks, so maybe he's going to go for the mid at some point soon.
This is the kind of thing that I would expect before he does his push, but at this point, I have a lot of confusion over his strategy, so I really don't know.
Yeah, big shout-outs to Camrat here. He killed Potato Aim, and he's kept the push up against Raven here, who is a much higher elo player than himself. And he's doing a really good job of pushing Raven back, actually. Like, I feel like Raven is falling to a position where they're not going to have a chance to be in the mid here soon. Oh, we have SO moving forward.
Okay. Send the rest.
It's not everything. He sends small groups. And he's just trying to kill the Vills because he doesn't want to lose or have all these bombard towers come up or something. Mr. Uso with a very strong push, however. Lagna says well, but there's a lot of elite cataphracts here. If green don't hell, purple, yellow win. Yeah. Maybe he's going to be trying to work with him or something here. I don't know.
He's just encouraging green to help Emu push Mr. Oso off. And I agree, Mr. Oso will hold this if he only needs to fight Emu. He has the stronger units, he has the better queue, he has defensive buildings. There need to be at least 2 players attacking. And honestly, Mr. Oso could probably hold against 2. I think Oso's going to take this down here.
I don't know, Emu's coming with everything now. He's got Trebs, he's got Halbs. Karam QP also coming in here. What's the queue look like for Mr. Uso? All Halberdier right now. It is not going to be champion, even though he has 11,000 gold in the bank. Karam turns back. He's going to continue to try to kill Raven at this point.
Yeah, maybe I know Emu has so much here to push it up, but this spam is real. Like, new units are entering the mid, like, many a second. These reinforcements need to be cut off. I guess 40 years is a lot of time. People don't need to be too worried.
Yeah, I mean, he is holding the mid up pretty well, and Camrat is going to try to push and finish off Raven here. He wants this guy out of the game, and honestly, at this point, I'm in favor of players getting eliminated if they're not going to hold the mid. Like,
sure. As the mid passes to Emu, why don't you go for the hold, bro? Why don't you go for the hold? For all our sake, Emu.
He's making champions. This is the first time we've seen him make something else in a long time. He doesn't have a ton, but he has champions. He has Vills in the mid. He is getting more and more production buildings forward. He has a bunch of SO in queue as well. So this might be the time that Emu Warrior finally makes this push.
I think Emu wins if he just sets his gather points there. He has the stone for several castles as well. If he could slam those in mid, he would further reinforce it. Of the 5 remaining players, 2 of them are fighting here. So he just has to worry about Legna and Mr. Oso.
Legna has
and
a
Mr.
bunch of units in Blue's old base for some reason.
Yeah, Legna seems distracted. This is Emu's time.
Yeah,
he has nothing there.
He has a ton of Vills forward. Maybe he's going to try to fortify this. The fighting of Camrat and Raven has been really good to turn this into more of a battle on this side. So Emu Warrior, if he is going to commit, this is 100% the time.
I think Emu is running this. He just needs to not misplay it. I like it. His gather point is clearly near mid. He's being a little loose with his holding of it, though. I don't see, like, him being extra careful to make sure he has units there. I can pretty easily imagine him getting lured off completely.
Yeah, I think he just wants to spam his units in, though. And I think he's going to have a good shot of doing it, honestly. Raven has lost a ton of position. Wood lines are getting sparse. Military numbers are basically non-existent. He has 21 or so heavy cav archers. 50 years in mid, 56 years. Oh, and Gray is killing Mr. Russo in the back. Mr. Russo is not going to be able to spam for much longer. He's actually
and almost
diverting his attention to the back, which means Emu Warrior has an even better shot. His SO, there's a castle. Emu Warrior is going for the mid at
this is it
the
for
3
sure,
hour in-game timer.
Emu has this. All the players need to stop what they're doing and come mid, but like it's difficult for enemies to agree to abruptly stop fighting each other.
Yeah,
I don't see almost anybody pushing this.
Yeah, especially if these castles do go up. Mr. Uso still says he's going to kill Legna, and he has not. I don't think that Camrat is going to take his foot off the gas here and go to mid either.
Well, I think at this point in the game, the players like almost can't believe it's possible to take mid.
Yeah.
But they're wrong, and he's just getting a free pass here, basically.
199, 200 military from you where it keeps fluctuating. Oof. Yellow is never going to come back and take mid at this point. 26 years. Looks like Camrat is starting to divert his army back. He does have Trebs, but he needs them on the front, and they're far away still.
Yeah, too late. Too little, too late. Very well played, Emo.
Legna will do work with these cataphracts, but I don't think it will be enough.
These cataphracts are the absolute last chance, and Legna's retreating a little bit.
Yeah, I think
there's just
GG. The stone walls
there's no way.
are going to start to be built. All Emu Warrior has to do now is delay as long as he can, and he will be just fine with all his Qs forward. He's not even going to send his vills, it doesn't look like. He doesn't have many vills left anyways. 10 years left. Over 3 hour in-game time, guys. And Emu Warrior, we've been asking him to go to mid for so long, is finally going to take this.
Yeah, I maintain that he probably could have done this like an hour ago, but better late than never. As he has a few units glitched in the monument, absolutely securing it.
Holy shit. What a long one, guys. Emu Warrior will advance. He wins his qualifier. What a game. GG's to everyone who participated here today, and especially in this long, crazy long game here. Holy crap. Otter with the bits, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Whew. GG.
Yep, well played. Celt's now banned for the rest of the tournament. See you in the finals, Emu Warrior.
Yep. I don't even know how to do math right now, but look at all these units right here. This is absolutely ridiculously insane how many kills there are. Oh, what a game. What a game. GG's. Alright.